Okay, everybody, welcome to yet another Nova Scribes. I am so excited to welcome Renatta Algalarrondo. She is going to do a hybrid event for us tonight where we've got me and a bunch of other people, also a bunch of folks online, special effects of lettering. And with that, Renatta, over to you.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see you. Thank you, Brian, for the lovely intro and the correct saying of my last name. Appreciate it. And welcome the people in the room as well. So today, I like to share with you a few resources that I utilize when I'm doing titles on charts, on flip charts, or on templates, even. And because to me, titles are the first mark that I do on a paper, right? So, and they will help to guide the viewer's eye, right? And see what we're talking about, or maybe putting them in a different mood or not, or inspire their curiosity, something like that, right? So let's try something. I'm going to say a few words, and for each word, try to think if you've seen or if you've done something that connects some title, right? That connects to the word that I'm going to say. Shall we? So the first word is strong, right? Then elegant, bold, eye-catching, fun, and a journey, right? So remember the colors and effects that we can put on our titles can evoke those feelings and actually transport us sometimes, right? Why not? Um, Great. So that was a fun association exercise. Now we're going to do styles. My two go-to styles are cursive and block letters. Those are the most that I use all the time, right? And I know cursive is a little bit tricky. I've always liked to write on cursive script, so it comes easy to me. But I realize and I know that that is not the same case for everyone, right? So for that, I will love to share a few tips and tricks, maybe, um, to maybe inspire you to use a little bit more of cursive if you want, right? So let's everyone pick a marker, pick one marker, and we're going to start drawing in the air with a marker. Yes. So there are four main movements that code the cursive writing. So let's do the first one, loops. So loops in the air, right? Let's do loops in the air. Try to use your hand very lightly, and all the loops are connected to each other. So let's go left to right. One loop, another one, and another one, right? Perfect. Now the second movement is upside down loops. Let's try in the air again with a marker, very softly, right? Upside down loops. The third one are smiles. So imagine a smile and then another one, right? Little smiles. Perfect. Right. And the last one is little hills. So a hill, another hill, right? Perfect. Now that you've done in the air, we're going to use the marker and do it on a paper, right? So again, the loops, remember them? All connected. We're not going for perfect here. It's just the shapes, right? Remember to keep your hand light and the movement flowing. Then the upside down loops, same thing. Take your time. I'm making it faster, but you can do it a little bit slower. Stop me in my tracks. I have the tendency of sometimes accelerate things. So perfect. The next one, the smiles, remember? right? The next one, the heels. Huh? Okay, so those are the four movements that make the architecture of the cursive. Please notice that I didn't say any letter. We're not looking at letters here, just at the movements and the hand and the flow, right? If you can do those four movements, you can do cursive. So just remember, very slowly, right? Without lifting the pen from the paper when you're writing cursive, right? But I'm going to talk this now on the next one. So let's do our first tile using cursive. So we're going to write the word welcome. Very slowly, like so. Try to keep the letters a little bit high and flowy. Buddy. So for this one, I always choose marker that is a bright color or a pastel color, something that is a little bit muted, and I'll tell you why. Because now we're going to add an outline around the whole word. But there's a trick to it. Let's honor the crosses, the crossings, the loopings, everything in the word. And you'll see that it's going to make the word a little bit more interesting. I'll model it out for you. So let's add the outline very slowly, very neatly around the letter. But if you see here, I'm going to stop because we have a looping here. I made the W a little bit loopy here on purpose. So I'm going to stop, continue on the other side. And on my way down, now I'm going to go across the way. Again on the inside. Loop and go across. And look at the difference that makes when we are with the outline respecting and honoring those crossings and loopings. It gives a little bit of a flair. Let's continue to do it. Very slowly. How's it going? Good. So the O, it has this big loop. I love doing it, so. Done? So if you see here, I went a little off. That's okay. We can color in if we want to. If you don't need it, if you don't want it, you don't need it. You can leave it imperfect. No problem. So that's one style that I like to do, especially for the welcome and using those bright markers or pastel markers. Because one rule that I impose into my own practice is I don't like to do the same lettering or the same visual effect there is in the title anywhere else on the chart. But that's something that I like to do. It's on me, right? Um, so especially for those light markers that we don't use much sometimes, it's good to have something that it's standing out, right? So that's our first one. Any questions or comments that somebody has?
And online, if you've got any questions, you can type in chat or you can go off mute.
I recommend for you guys that are not used to do cursive to pencil it in first, right? If you want to start, training your hand and the movement of your arm, pencil it in first, then we can trace it with the marker, and then you can add the outline. So now I'm going to do another one, cursive as well. This one, I'm not going to put any outline. So let's just do the word summit. You can pencil it in and trace it later with a marker, or just go for it.
Can you zoom out, Brian? Or over?
I'm going to zoom out now. Sure.
Oh, we can't see what you just did.
Oh, that part. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Summit. And now I'm just going to add a shadow. So our source of light is from the right to the left. That means that all the left side of the letters should have a shadow, right? But it doesn't have to be perfect, but for those who like to know how it is. So let's go. On the left side, slowly adding a light, thin shadow. Okay.
So, Renata, there's a question from Hermika in chat. I see the M's are hills versus the standard cursive type. Yes?
Yes. That's right, Amika. Our goal here is it's not to build perfection, aim for perfection. Remember, in a room, and we are the visual practitioners working on the chart, only us, we know what we're doing. So I'm not saying that everybody else doesn't write cursive. It's not that. But on the other side, it's the way the way that you draw your letters will be unique to you. So you're going to make a cursive that is unique to you, right? I'll talk about this in a moment. Another one that I do with cursive is sometimes we have this request for sessions and we have to record someone talking. We don't know what they're talking about. There's no title for it. So I like to do something a little bit different and mix cursive with print letters. Let me show you. So the name of this person is Linda Powell. So let's do it in cursive. But there is a surprise on this cursive one. As I just mentioned, we can twist and make our cursive letters unique to us, right? So once you get a hold on the curves and everything that you're working on the cursive, we can start playing and stretching the letters or squeezing them, right? So I'm going to stretch the letters a little bit and add a little more space in between each letter. So I'm going to write the name of the speaker this way, right? Let me show you. A little bit more space, then the I, a little bit more space, and the N, a little bit more space, D, a little bit more space, D. I'm not going to write the whole word, but just you guys have an idea. So for that one, I'm not going to do a black shadow, and I'm not going to do outline. For this one, I'm going to do a shadow like this, but in a different shade of blue. So I'm going to use a two-tone here. So for those who know the numbers of the Neuland colors, this is the 303, this is the 302. So notice that it's a little lighter. It gives a little different vibe than the black thin shadow, right? Right? So now I'm going to go below the name of the speaker, and I'm going to write their title or whatever I know that they announced, right?
Renata, may I ask a
Yeah.
question? Do you
Sure.
always use the same nib when you're doing the outlining versus when you did your first writing?
No.
Oh, okay. Which ones are you using right now? Could you just explain that?
Yeah, for now I'm using, so this Linda, this blue, the 303, it's a big one, the one with the chisel tip. The
Got it.
shadow, yeah, this blue, the 302, it's a number one chisel chip, but it's the smaller one,
Okay.
right? And this one, I'm writing Vice President, is art marker, art, big one art, outline.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And that was
You're welcome. Ruth Ann, yes, I recognize the voice. Sometimes I put a bullet or something just to give it a different feeling. And to finish it up, I draw two curved lines that will frame the word. Not gonna close it off. It's just two curved lines.
That's really lovely, Renata. I noticed that while you were drawing with the big one, you held the nib horizontal to the paper and you didn't roll it at all. Was that intentional?
Yeah, I try to keep it at 45-degree angle and not rolling, so I can guarantee that the same thickness it's going to be in the entire word, and I don't have to go back and correct it. Any other questions or something? So the next one is cursive as well. I'm going to continue to play with the letters, and this time we're going to squeeze them in. squeeze in a way that the loops are going to have no space in between them. That's the amount of squeezing that we're going to do. And we're going to write the word policy. So we have a loop, a regular loop, and a loop upside down, so you can see the difference. Oh, and for this one, let's slant it a little bit. If we can tilt it to the right. So squeeze it and slant it, it's going to be different. Give a different feeling and understanding, maybe. All right, yeah. So as you can see, I told you before, so I squeeze the letters in and I slant it a little bit to the right. So see the loops? They are kind of closed. There's no space inside. For this one, we're going to do a duotone, and we're going to do two shadows. The first one with an analogous color, right? So the same family. So I'm using orange and then the yellow. And then we're going to add a thin black shadow.
Sexy.
See, I told you that the titles evoke feelings. Mm-hmm.
For those of you online that missed it, Casey said, "That's sexy."
Renata, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you find that removing the or squishing the loops makes it hard to read, like reduces legibility?
I haven't had the problems yet, but I'm not going to say it couldn't happen, but because it could, totally. So first of all, I was going to say that later, but that's no problem. Once we look at what we've done, try to look at what calls you more, what you think you're going to actually use in your real world, and also with your clients or with the kind of event or kind of meeting that you are working on. So if you think that it's going to be hard to read, there is a trick. We can come back and just fake a black here to make a loop appear, right? Does it look better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you're not feeling 100% confidence you do it, don't do it.
Good.
Are we ready for the next one? Another cursive. And I think it's the last one. That's this effect I learned from an artist in Atlanta. She works with iPad, lettering, brushes, and it's very interesting, her work. So it's called die cut sticker. So for those of you that are not familiar with what is a die cut sticker, because I wasn't Now I am, but now I wasn't. I'm going to read the definition for you. So die cut sticker is a sticker that is shaped precisely to the outline of the design, resulting in a perfect standalone piece that perfectly matches the image. So this is a, yeah, Brian was showing me. This is a die cut sticker.
There's one for you.
So we're going to do that effect. And this is very easy. I use this a lot. So let's write the word panel. For this one, we can use any color that you like, but usually a darker color is better. And now we're going to add carefully and slowly an outline around the whole word. However, we have to keep the same distance between the letter and the outline throughout the whole way, right? So let's do it slowly. So we're contouring the whole letter, and we're trying to keep the same distance, the same white space in between the outline and the letter. Now we're going to add a drop shadow on the right side. And underneath. Right? Now we're going to fill it in with black. And that's the die cut sticker effect.
That looks awesome.
So the only caveat for this one is if the words are too long, it's going to be weird. So I would use two small or medium words. Like panel of discussion, you can do separate stickers. That's okay. But long titles are not that recommended. So now we're going to move to block letters. Enough with the cursive. You guys got it. I always like to have a reference. So that's the handout for you. That's the first page. It's an alphabet, block letters with a shadow. And I always like to have this in hand because sometimes I'm in a hurry or I can't remember exactly how it looks like. So I just use as a reference and I simply copy, and we're going to draw.
Another
um, it's on fire. So let's try to write the word summit again, but now with block letters. Let's pencil this in first. I usually use 2 pencils, stick together. And if you're working on a board or paper, it's always better to trace 2 horizontal lines so we can guarantee that the height of the word will be the same, right? So let's do it. I usually do like this. Right? Okay. Not perfect, but it's the same height. And let's start tracing. Summit. The S is very difficult. The way that I do it is a curve line at the beginning. So I start here at the top, then I'll go downwards, and then I'm going to do a small curve, really kind of a squeeze one. Then I'm going to drop the letter. Try to follow the same thickness all around. And there's an S. Let me outline for you so you can see it. Right? So I started here at the top. Right? Then I went downward. Then I worked with this very squeezed curve. Then that's the most difficult part of the S, to me at least, right? Let's do the U. Should have chosen a smaller word.
This is sums.
Okay, summit. Okay. So now the shadows. See, I have the reference here because I don't remember exactly where it is. So let's do it. Right? I think you guys got the idea, right? What I wanted to show you here is that we can do hatch lines, diagonal lines, only on the drop shadow. Try to keep the same distance in between those lines. Could be more spaced out, or could be more crowded. It's up to you. Right? So some of you can ask, well, that takes a long time to put together, and to shadow and to hatch and whatever, right? But what I do usually is I arrive early, of course, 60 minutes to 90 minutes because I'm afraid of traffic or an accident in the road or something. So I'm always prepared to be there early. And what I do is I just start the letters with no drop shadow. And then I'll prep my paper up, everything, table, station. My station is ready to go. And then I put the letters with just the block letters. Then if I see that I have time, I'm going to go there and I'm going to drop a shadow. I have time, extra time, I'm going to do the hatching, right? So whatever I can do if I have time. If the client wants to talk and we are busy, I'm not going to, oh, just wait a minute that I have to finish hatching this, right? It's not possible in my playbook, but it's just to give you an idea. And you can do this also in advance. You can do it at home before going, right? So that's the block letters that I like to use. Now we're going to use the other sheet of the handout that, if you can see, it's a very faded letter A. And we're going to play with it a little bit and make different effects on the letter so you can see and choose which one you like.
Renata, may I ask a question again?
Sure.
So why would you choose, I mean, would you color these letters in then later?
You can, or you cannot. If you don't have time, they're going to be black and white and they're going to be fine. It's a fine title.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to demo right now. So the same letter, we're going to color in different, sorry, I'm looking to the other side.
Yeah.
We're going to color in different ways so you can see which one works best for you, or, oh, this I didn't like much, or, right?
Because I was just wondering about outlining versus using like one of the fatter markers to make the letter and then do sort of what you've done with the cursive ones and draw around the outside.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. So you can choose to do just the outline, or outline, coloring in, filling everything in, or filling just the drop shadow. It's an infinity of things that you can do.
Possibilities. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anything else? My friends in the room, something?
I just looked at what I drew and I forgot it. Oh. I just looked at what I drew and I set it aside and kept going. Then I looked back and said, oh, that's real. Oh, that's mine.
Really nice.
Well, it's mine.
That's good. The sticker is my favorite. Okay. So let's explore how we can do this. So as we were talking before, we can outline. Right? Outline. Then we can hatch the drop shadow like I did before. And we can color the drop shadow only, because to color in block letters, it takes a little longer as well. So if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to color everything, you can color just the drop shadow. See, it pops a little bit. It's different, right? Let's do another one. Okay, now let me get
Leslie.
Yeah. Hi, Leslie.
So from Leslie in chat, but also what you're doing differently now is that we were looking at the letters from below them, right? In other words, the perspective. So that's why we can see the bottom of the letters.
Yes. those are the ones that I gave you on the handout with that perspective. Yeah. So on the next one, is that okay, Leslie?
Yeah, she's nodding.
Okay. So the next one, outline again, drop shadow again. Now we're going to color just the letter. No hatching, no nothing, just coloring the letter. Right? So the next one, we're going to do the opposite. And we're going to color only the drop shadow with no hatching. It's different. It is. It has more color, no black, because when we're hatching, it's kind of gets darker, right? No hatching. It's going to show off the color that you're using more. And they're very different feelings to me. I don't know. Now we're doing what Ruth Ann was talking about, that is only using the big one, the marker, and we're not going to outline anything, right? Just drawing the letter. So let's do, remember the 45 angle, so 45-degree angle, so we're going to have the same width of the letter. We're going to do the A. Right? Now we're going to drop a shadow using the same marker and using just the tip. The next one, we're going to do the letter with no outline. But the drop shadow is going to be in a different color. And I know you got the idea, right? So we can do whatever we want. We can play with all sorts of marks and dots, whatever you want to put on your letter. I will encourage you to try, use the handout and try different ways of coloring in, or with different like Leslie said, you can draw the letters in a different perspective, right? A view from the top, right? And see what you like. See what it's going to be resonating with you, right? What it takes more time or less time, right? This kind of thing. Any questions, Brian? Now I'm going to recreate something that I did with Trina that is here with us. She had a title with a long title of the session. And we were talking about it and I said, oh, that's kind of long. How can I shorten it up? Then we came up with just one word and, right, 2 words actually. But the thing was, the way that I did it, I kind of inserted a little bit of disruption in the word by drawing a line that resembles an audio wave. right? So the title was Challenging Clients.
Dealing with challenging clients.
Dealing with challenging clients, and we went challenging clients, right? So I did this with 2 colors, no drop shadow. I don't know if this categorized as block lettering. Probably yes. But what I like to do with this one is using a color that is gonna stick out. So I got the pink. So it's an offset in pink. That's the 704. And remember I mentioned the disruption thing. So I got 302 marker, and I've started to work on some sort of a audio wave thing. Right? Just enough that you can still read the word. And then I use the same color and I put something in cursive. And if you want to do fall calligraphy, fall calligraphy, sometimes it's easier. So you just make one side a little bit thicker, usually the down side of the letter. I'm going to give you enough flair to see it differently. And then the exit tail here, you're going to make it longer just to make a dramatic effect. That's it. The what? Yeah.
Don't have it.
So now I want to share with you, I want to show you. So actual titles, pictures, right? Exactly what I was talking with you before. So oh my gosh, just get closer to the camera. Does that work? Yeah. So you can see this keynote address. It's very stretched and slanted, right? You can see there. Then the lessons learned. I just slanted a little bit and wrote lessons learned. That's it. That's the title. No color, no nothing. That was it. This third one, this was really, really long. To shorten it up, so I made the words smaller on the top, right? So crafting powerful statements. And the powerful, I invested a little bit more time doing the block letters, and as I showed you before, so there's the outline and two-tone coloring, right? Thank you. That's the very first one that we did, the welcome, right? Then the summit, and this is the other summit, that instead of using black, I have outlined the summit in blue, right? And colored and used hatching on the drop shadow. This is the Linda Powell that I mentioned. So I mixed the stretch lettering in this light blue, the 303, and then her title and the two curved lines just to make it like a frame. And this one is the policy one that we were talking about. That was non-negotiable with the client. They wanted everything on the chart, on the title. I said, okay, I can do it, but I'd squeeze it in, right? And then that's when I used two colors and another black shadow, and then I put it a banner around it. Remember, first, words first, banner last. And those were the exercise that we were doing that I was talking to you. Remember the dots or something? For when you're working with children or hospitals and nonprofits, sometimes it's fun to have something like refreshing on the chart so you can, play with it a little bit. That's how are we doing on time, Brian? Oh, we're good. I think we're gonna end up early, but that's okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do is sometimes titles become part of a drawing because the subject is too dull or really too painful. So sometimes we can work on that. For you guys that work with the pharmaceutical industries, access is a big deal. And it's usually a very, not dry, but it's a very difficult subject, right? And so one time I was working so many of those sessions, and one time I thought, what can I do different for access? I can, So let's try to do something together. So let's start with two curved lines that will become a pathway in some sort. Now we're gonna draw a door on the top. Yeah, a door. This is not in place. That's okay. A few sunburst marks in the top. And now we're gonna write the word access. So the word is gonna live in the path. And we can do a few steps here just to add a little bit of motion. Right? And let's put a little shadow on the word access so we can make it stronger. Right? Another one that I find kind of difficult to record is to come up with a title at least, is those Shark Tank style sessions. Because I'm pretty sure that Shark Tank is a trademarked word. So I never write Shark Tank on a chart. And one of these days, I got into a session that was like a pitching competition. And it was really like a Shark Tank, but it was with pitches, right? So I thought, oh, maybe I can do a poster board and put the word pitch it, right? The words pitch it in it. So that's what I did. Let me show you. And we're gonna add a hand holding the sign. Hands are really difficult to draw, but I'm gonna do a very easy one that it's not perfect, near perfect, but is a hand. You're gonna see. So let's go. First letters, remember, then container. So I think I did block letters. This one is gonna. I don't have it here. Sorry, I thought I had it here to show you guys. Mm. Right. Oh. Yeah, I was looking for the letter because I don't remember, but that's okay. I don't have it here. So I got the idea of, right, just pitch it. And I cleared with the client first. I've asked, can I do a sign that says pitch it? Do you think it's going to be nice? And she loved it. Then I went for it, right? So I did the sign, poster board. It depends on the word they're going to write. It's going to be squared or a rectangle, right? And for the pole, let's do 2 vertical lines. And if we can just round the end of the pole, it's going to give a little bit of an idea that it's a pole. Now we're going to add the hand. So for the hand, let's do an oval in the middle. Simple. Then some sort like an oval that resembles a thumb, right? Here. Then we're going to, on the right side, we're going to stack 4 ovals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe a wedge here and a cylinder for the arm. And that's it. Right? It's not perfect, but it's a hand. Everybody can tell there's a hand. And I usually do contrasting colors to make it pop. And it's always something that it amuses, right, the clients and myself, because once you're working with this for many, many years, sometimes I like to vary things a little bit. So I have other titles to show you. So colors, so different tones of the same color, just an outline. So a ombre effect, or this wavy thing that I think it's been a long wait and people have been using this, but I still like it. What else? This.
How do you do that long wavy thing, Renata? Particularly if the letters are light instead of the one you just showed.
Which one?
The bottom one.
This is
the bottom one.
The wavy. Yeah. How do you do that? Like the yellow one.
I'll show you.
Because the letters are like reversed, like they're not drawn. So.
Yeah, that's I'll show you. So first you pencil in the curve that you want, right?
Mm.
Then you go and write the words that you have to do. So let's do panel. So you're gonna outline. So I'm using orange, right? Outline the letter.
Mm. You don't draw the swoop first?
You penciled it in.
I pencil it in.
Oh, okay.
So once it's done, now I'm gonna fill the gaps. Right?
I notice you're going to letters intentionally fatter, thicker than maybe you normally would just because of the negative space.
Exactly. Because if you do them too thin, when you're painting like the filleting with the whole color, it's gonna be super thin and weird. So it's good to make them a little bit thicker. And that's it. Right? This one is a different one, but it's the same principle. So it's a blue, it's a metallic blue, I guess, and then the outliner on top of it. Okay. This is already done. Thank you. This one is a series of colors, and there was a team, I think it was an engineering team or something. Then I thought blueprints, right? Drafts, whatever. So I was using those dotted lines, and I think it was something with ideas or something.
I got a question for you. So how did you do the yellow on top of the 303 without it turning green? You see what I'm looking at? Like the
Yeah.
filament of the light bulb? How did you do that without cheating?
I did go.
You actually went around
it. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's next level.
But it's a different effect, right? It's again, not for everybody, not for every client, but you'll find the way. That's another mix that it's two block letters with hatching, but those are minuscules. And then the word partnership in a very squeezed and squinted way. Same thing here. It's just a matter of shadowing or tweaking the cursive form to your liking and to, make it different. And last one is this one. So that's black foam board, white marker. So if you can see here, the letters are very indisciplined. So ones are tilted to the right, others are tilted to the left, and they're kind of bouncy, right? So if there's space for it and you think it's going to look good, do it. Create something that it's unique and to make it different. Okay? Yeah.
You find that you are mixing the block letters and the cursive a lot in titles, or how do you, or do you usually stick one or the other?
That's a great question. And what I usually do is if the title is too long, I try to shorten it up using the mix of cursive and one word with big letters. And I found the print I was looking for. So this is the way, the axis that I was talking about. And the pitch it. Any other questions, remarks, comments, doubts? Good? So that's what I had for you today. I thank you for being part of this. We're going to end a little bit earlier, but it was so nice to share my way of doing things with you. I know for those of you that don't know, I am an Oiland ambassador, and as a thank you gift for coming to the workshop, you have the voucher with 15% off to buy the markers that you probably, I don't know if you want them or you need or you want to replace something. I think there's no such a thing as too many markers, but I'm biased. So yeah, there's your voucher is on the downloadable things as well. And if you want to know something about the markers or the way I work or something else, just contact me, right? I have no shame in sharing what I do. And remember, we are not aiming for perfection. Our job is to make clear, confident, and accurate communication. That's it, right? We don't need to do the perfect thing. If you can do perfect, fine, better, kudos to you. But that's not our aiming. And also remember to write slowly and light-handed when you're doing cursive. And the titles are not decoration, they are visual cues. So that's it.